Generally, when we think about growth-focused assets, we generally just think of houses, right? But in Sydney, it's different. A house in Clovelly is $3 million for a semi at a bare minimum, but really you're talking north of $5 to $6 million for an actual house in Clovelly. In the same suburb, with probably better views, better location, you can get an apartment. And apartments are very common in the eastern suburbs of Sydney. Like Clovelly is less than 10 k's from Sydney CBD. You're by the beach. You have literally the best lifestyle in Australia. If you have the money to live here, it doesn't get any better. You got all the best restaurants. You've got the airport there, international airport. It's the best. This time we're talking just under $2 million, but it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1-car apartment. You're in a small boutique block of less than 12 apartments. That's the key when you're buying apartments in Sydney. You're not buying in the high rises in Zetland and Waterloo and Chatswood and all these suburbs that have these huge apartment blocks. You're buying in suburbs where the apartments that are there were built 50, 60, 70 years ago. Small blocks of 12 or 8 or 6 apartments, which means you essentially own, if you own one apartment in a block of 12, you own 1/12 of the land that sits on. They're not rezoning the land. The houses next to you are worth 5, 10, 15, $20 million. You're surrounded by wealth. They rent like you wouldn't believe. Put them up for rent in the middle of summer and you got a line of 100 people down the road. This apartment here is a 3-bedder, like I said. 1,915 is what it sold for. Huge amount of value add potential, which not a lot of people think about with apartments. They don't think you can add value to it. But if you look at the kitchen, original, go through and renovate the kitchen, new flooring throughout, you could do a new bathroom, and you could turn this apartment into a $2.5 million apartment. Clovelly Road, you're walking distance to Clovelly Beach, you're walking distance to Clovelly Road shops. It doesn't get much better, and growth rates for apartments like this exceed houses. They're super scarce. There isn't a lot of these things. You can't just buy something within a couple of 100 meters of a major beach in Sydney. The other scarce element to this is the 3 bedrooms. Most apartments in the east are 1 or 2 bedrooms. A 3-bedroom adds to that scarcity and that owner-occupier appeal. I would probably try and add a second bathroom into this apartment. You can see it's got a bathroom and a powder room. It'd be good to be able to make them 2 separate bathrooms, and ideally one of them is an ensuite to the main. You know, I think it's not a thing that people think about. Again, short-term rental, incredible. I've got one in Coogee, which is a short-term rental. It's doing really, really well. I actually did a video on it the other day on my Instagram if you want to go watch that. But a lot of people don't think about apartments when they think investing. I personally started with apartments. Apartments just like this. First one in Coogee, second one Maroubra, third one in Bar Beach, which is in Newcastle. All identical to these kinds of properties. Close to the water, got good views, boutique block, doesn't get much better. So in Sydney, it is very normal in suburbs like this to buy boutique apartments, and historically they perform as good, if not better, than a comparable house in another suburb for the same price point.